Hey people, Intro here, 53 Faction War. This is Quest Redemption and Space Marines versus Orcs. For the blue Space Marine fellas we have Knight Stalker and an Apothecary, support hero fighting in melee combat by default. Begins with a heal, a passive health regeneration aura alongside SuperMegaUltraPanda, and a Techmarine starts off with a bolt gun, can get a melee weapon, supports with structures and repairs, and rounding off the team Scuti and a Force Commander, a versatile frontline hero with powerful offense, disruption and support for the Emperor. For the red Orcs then, Yubel and a Mekboy, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat with a bunch of orky gadgets. Alongside Malos, Vyrykan and a Kommando knob, an infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style begins with a twin link shooter, and rounding off the teams Thatyoinkysploinky and a Warboss, a melee hero walking through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. And this is the south side, Force Commander coming into view. War banner activated there for a lasting buff for all these Orcs. Kommando is joining the fray down here. Kicking off a bit in the mid. Some shooter boy Daka. Techmarine trading in heavy cover there. But the Orcs also have the heavy cover up in the north. Contested victory point. Turning blue for the Space Marines. Some fast capping tacks on there. Orcs looking for a flank, maybe double sluggers. Oh, triple sluggers. Back down south. Warboss capped the wreck point. Shooter boys run, is it? Oh, that's sluggers running. Force Commander backs off again. Commando's being all sneaky like. What's he going for? Cheeky decap. Might be looking to decap the VP. Force Commander now rotates mid. Surprised the Space Marines didn't push a bit here actually. The Tacks and the Techmarines bolters should be able to shred those sluggers. Didn't know where the other stuff was maybe. It's all collapsing in on the mid. All three Space Marine players here. Orcs, are they going to just cap up the north or will they rotate mid as well? Warboss backing off. Knowing that some stuff retreated from the mid, and there's shotgun scouts in play now for Scuti. These can knock back and suppress units, typically reserved for melee squads that get too close. The Space Marines can struggle against melee without them, especially if they don't have a Force Commander. The scouts just got a model lost though from the Daka of the big shooters of the shooter boys. More range, more Daka, more damage, and they can suppress with aiming. What's that? What is this? Power bashing Orcs. These fellows are their burners, burning down the gens. These fellows don't have burners yet. We do have vials on the Apothecary. There's the throw. Chucked it between them, and they split and dodge it. Well played, Yubel. Didn't panic retreat there. Now he's fighting the Apothecary. Shotgun scouts coming in. This is the Salamander's elite scheme, I guess, because of those fancy scout capes. Tack trying to defend the VP, but they're getting ducked by the death gun of the looters and being suppressed. Panda with Devastators on the field. They start with a heavy bolter that can suppress infantry and deal heavy damage, especially at close range. This is double tax. Double tax for Scuti, but he lost his scouts. And I think those fellas had shotguns, I'm pretty sure. The fellas we saw earlier. Shooter boys can really shred scout models really quickly, especially if they have to get close with those shotguns. Often better to hang back, wait for the sluggers to come to you. These guys are getting dangerously close to dropping a model. Kommando chasing these fellas. He does like 23 melee damage or something, DPS. So you can tie him up pretty good with his headbutts. And his twin link shooter's like 35 DPS. So it's pretty damn dangerous early on, this fella, especially when he can stun you and sneak around. Power bashing on the node. Death guns pulled back to facilitate a bit of a fighting retreat here. Warboss still in play, by the way. Got a bit of XP. More sluggers on the field for Malos with burners, and Storm Boys for Thatyoinkysploinky. These guys have power melee knives. Big threat to Marines, and the Warboss can buff them a lot as well. Here's the replacement scouts for Scuti. Got shotguns and a sergeant. And there's that heavy bolter Devastator squad. Not a lot of action in the mid then after the very start of the match. Often you'll see a lot of action throughout Tier 1 and Tier 2 in the mid. It's breaking out to a south fight at the moment though. Storm Boys in on the Devastators. Buffed by a boss pole. Shotgun blast is well timed, but sluggers are now in. Another shotgun blast maybe. Oh, it's a grenade. Goes for a grenade. Killed a Storm Boy, I think, but the sluggers can pile through. Force Commander's here now to help out with Battlecry, and Battlecry is a huge help against Orcs early on. I mean, throughout the game, I guess. Disruption's never bad, is it? Devastator's here for Panda. More of them. He's got double devs. Are they actually going to fire anything, though? They're just out of range of everything. Shotgun scouts with the blast. Didn't seem to suppress the sluggers, I guess because of the boss pole's suppression resistance. That's pretty cool. For the Orcs, anyway. Devastators are off the field. Techmarine is in play. No sign of a master-crafted bolter. Maybe looking for plasma gun later with knob squads and stuff. I mean, you can get both, but doesn't want to spend on the master-crafted bolter early, I suppose. Got the double devs instead. The damage from those shooter boys on that Techmarine just showed his face for a second. Over to the northwest corner. Power bash from the Orcs, burners, and some Dakar from the shooters getting it done. VP is uncapped. Apothecary levels to 2. Owl power bashing the other side from flame attacks. Here come burner sluggers, though. Double, triple burner sluggers from yubel. Yeah, you need to run the hell away from that. Shotgun blast. Maybe could have been timed to get all 3 of them, but even then, they're going to get back up again and smack your attacks around. These scouts getting a bit too close, but they do get a shotgun blast. Shooter boys run. Slugger's still in play. Can maybe get on his marines in retreat. Retreating units take 30% more damage from melee attacks. 1 gets downed. 2 get downed. In the mid, this thing's getting burned down. And in the south side, Space Marines 2v1. Pushing against that Thatyoinkysploinky on the natural power. I guess Malos has to rotate across here and help out a bit. There's the devs doing their thing. Suppressing the Warboss, dealing heavy damage. He's got his bang bang hammer, by the way. Buffing on hit, surrounding allies. And he goes down. Stormboy is getting shotgun blasted. These fellas can get a very dangerous knob leader in tier 2, but he's not tier 2 yet, that Yoinky-Sploinky. None of the Space Marines are either. Nice little flank to the mid from yubel with all those sluggers. Came all the way from the north. Stormboys have found the other Devastators. They couldn't jump again, I guess, so they had to run. And the Force Command is downed. You'd think he'd get revived on a midpoint, but we'll see. Oh, Apothecary is also downed. Good XP out there for the Techmarine. Can easily get that Apothecary. And I think should be able to get the Force Command with some fighting. Mekboy on the way for Malos. Tier 2s all around aside from Night Stalker. We've got some more attacks up. That's where that flamer was. Oh, we got double flamers. Double flamers on the attacks. We'll see how that does going forward on like approaching sluggers and stuff. Because sluggers do have a little bit of flame resistance, which a lot of tier 1 melee squads have. But with a shotgun blast, a well-timed one, might be tricky against 3, especially when the Mekboy can teleport in and tie things up. Another approach from the blue Space Marine team. Grenade. Good hit on the looters. They stay in play though for now. Just going to get right back up again and set up their death gun. These Devastators getting a bit too close. Shotgun blast. They need to run out of the devs. The devs might be dead. Oh, no, maybe not. I think those guys were far enough away to get out. More devs here to cover. Tax grab the wreck point. More sluggers and shooters coming in. Double tax with flamers backing off. The Apothecary is back to his feet now. Thanks to that Techmarine who now comes to revive the Force Command. He's been at level 3 now. This Techmarine is. Kommando opens up on those scouts who use their grenade to finish off those looters. No damage from that Kommando though. Need to get him out of there. Scouts got really low. Mekboy, what's he up to? Did an animation and nothing happened. He chucked his zap on the Tactical Marines, one of his starting abilities. That zap will jump around to blue team squads if they're close enough, but they weren't close enough. So you need to try and separate a squad if it gets hit by it. And there's Warp Vomit, his other starting ability. Very, very powerful area of effect stun. That doesn't affect allies, so you can do it in the middle of a melee fight. It's really good. Up in the north, it's going to turn blue for the Space Marines. Mekboy levels to 2. Got his battery pack to support those sluggers and stuff, I guess. Maybe we'll see a late Painboy up there. Devastators get jumped by the Stormboys, which is really bad news. Devastators only have minor melee resistance, which is 20% rather than the usual 40%. Commandos stab them. These guys these days are unique to the Kommando knob. They got various stick bombs of different ranges and stun bomb and power melee knives, all sorts of good stuff. And of course they can sneak around. Up in the north, Apothecary chucks the vials on the sluggers. They got their knob leader. Both of them. What about the third sluggers? Where are they? Back at base? No, they're up in the north. They also have their knob leader. Some good kills from scout grenades. These guys didn't try to chuck one though. Now he can tie up these looters. Got a bit too close there from yubel. But all the sluggers survive. The Mekboy is taking damage. Trying to decap this wreck point. Might be having to run. Yeah, he has to run. Orcs are mobbing the south, I see on the minimap. Teleporting in though is the Force Commander. That's what he thinks about Orc mobs. He's got a Thunderhammer as well for huge disruption. And it's a power melee weapon. The Warboss just kicked him. And again, he's not impressed. Okay, now he's smacking him with the hammer. Butting up the surrounding Orcs. I guess the... does the Weird Boy not get buffed by it, I guess? It's maybe because he's got Commander armor on. Everything flees. Devastator still in play. Techmarine still in play. Might be worth this guy getting Bionics or something, because the Storm Boys are a big threat, although they're being dealt with here. Don't have their knob leader yet. Weird Boy can support with his Warpath maybe, or just over there to chuck them in there. Because you could chuck them in and then still have your jump available. What is this? This is burners on sluggers burning things and leveling to 2. No knob leader for these fellas yet. Oh, Force Commander showed up. He's not happy. Burning the Emperor's generators. They're staying in play for now, getting a bit of support as well. Weird Boy's here. Oh, that's friendly fire. Classic Weird Boy friendly fire. Where are those stabby commandos? They're right here. Their knob leader gets a heavy melee hammer, doesn't he, as well? Or a huge hammer, I should say. Tier 3 for yubel. A Dreadnought on the way for Night Stalker. That's fun. Smash through those triple sluggers. Commandos maybe waiting for it to die down and they'll decap the VP maybe. Weird Boy stuns the Librarian. This is from Panda. Sub-commander for the Space Marines, can support mobility. And he's got some decent offense on him too. There's Veil of Time on the Devastators, look. Speeds them up and they do not need to set up their heavy weapons now. The heavy bolter, that is. Look at that. Instantly start firing it. Really powerful. Smite chucked out as well. War Banner is activated though. There's the force barrier. Devastators do need to leave. And those guys getting roasted. Sluggers getting a really good run on them. Almost wiped that squad. Techmarine, is he forcing melee? What's he up to? I thought he had Bionics maybe. But no. Storm Boy's jumping in. Still no knob leader on these fellas. Still a threat though. What's going on in the north? Well, it's red for the Orcs. The Commandos did indeed steal that VP. Triple cap now for the Orcs. Storm Boy's jumping in. Scaring off the Devastators, and the Commandos getting in there too. Shotgun blast is well timed. Got no energy left, so they can't chuck their stick bombs around at the moment. Warboss is back on the field. Lost the indicator. Still level 1. More looters on the way for Malos. What am I hearing up here? That is a Orks. Not sure exactly what he's aiming at. Looks like a group of infantry and it messed up a bunch of attacks and stuff. Gets away, but that's a bunch of reinforcing that Night Stalker needs to do. Here's the Dreadnought though. Starts off as a close combat walker. Shredding through the sluggers. Inspiring on kill. Doing splash damage. And you saw the Emperor's fist there to stun and knock back. Stomping around having a grand old time. They need VPs though, the Space Marine fellas. Look how red the map is. Very, very red. Sternguard veterans on the field here for Panda. First company Marines that can change their ammo to combat all targets. At the moment, they're using their acid Hellfire rounds that can do damage over time to light infantry and heroes. Which is most of the Orc roster at the moment. Oh, there's a tank on the way for yubel. Down goes the Kommando. Still got the stabby fellas here. Got a bit of XP. Weird Boy's got his Warpath. What's the... I guess the tank is the response to the Dreadnought. Any beamy death gun or anything? No. You guys are getting a beamy death gun. Okay. Anything else for the Apothecary? Level 3 still has those vials. Nothing for the Techmarine. Down to 84 VPs. The Space Marine fellas. I need to get this contested one here. VP Knight, says SuperMegaUltraPanda. He's on it with his scouts. Here come triple sluggers, though, with a Mekboy in there, too. Have to get relatively close for those flamers to do work. Tank with a big boom. Might need to transition into maybe 2 rocket launchers to keep that tank back. Could get multi-melter Dreadnought, which would be a hell of a lot of fun. Because he does retain decent melee when he gets the multi-melter, and he'll explode sluggers with it. Terminators on the field now for Scuti. Got those Storm Bolters and Power Fists. Shredding the Commandos, inspiring on kill. It can make a huge difference for you. These fellas switching to Kraken Bolts. Kraken Bolts are good versus heavy infantry and enemy heroes. Targeting that Warboss with them. North is blue. Beamy's getting shots on the Dreadnought. And it's the Devastators that have got the anti-vehicle weapon. Las Cannon on the tank. Mekboy tried to tie them up. Dreadnought says no, takes him out. Inspires everything on kill. Tosses him aside. Scouts are repairing as well. So these guys need to set up again. This tank is going to die. It's not moving. Down it goes. Very strange from yubel. Just left the tank there to get shot by the las cannon. I guess maybe he thought he couldn't get away fast enough. Was trying to repair instead. And has a big brawl, and the Dreadnought will win that brawl. Apothecary levels to 4 now. His heal does get better each level. It looks like there was a vial throw in there. It's hard to see on the water, but those guys got messed up by it. Down to the south. Assault Cannon Terminators. Huge single target piercing damage. We've got some flash kits though with blasters. Big threat to heavy infantry such as the Terminators and such as Marines in general really. Blowing through the mid now is Panda. Could maybe get a flank against these Orcs. So flash kits are heavy infantry. The Stern Guard would want to use Kraken Bolts against them. I'm not sure they could trade that well though when they've got those blasters. I mean, suppression helps a lot. So do grenades. And there's the flank from Panda. It's got a sergeant on the tax. They just hit level 3. Maybe they could get a plasma gun. So there's 2 flash kits here now. 74 to 247, 2 to 1 for the Space Marines. Got some Gretchen for Malos. They're now orderlies. They can heal over time, but it does disable the squad while they're being healed. This kind of thing you use after a fight. Or before one, I guess. Orcs mobbing the north. Malos has brought his Commandos to get some fast capping done. And the Mekboy gets revived by the Commando. Level 3 Commando with a sneaky infiltration kit. Got grappling hook then, innit? Grappling hook into Kaboom. Could be really nasty against Night Stalker, actually. Oh, he lost some of his tax. He's only got a single tack. I thought he had double tax and deb still. But nope, some tacks are dead. Up in the north here, I mean, you can see some bodies around. Double sluggers piling in, creating space for the cap, which it has done, but the Dreadnought's a big threat. And there was a decent grenade in there, I think. 2 to 1 for the Orcs now, although sneaky scouts decapping over here. Force Commander chasing away some sluggers died, I think. Now he's in there, level 3, with Artificer Armor for tankiness. Knocking some stuff around, lots of ducket in his face though. Panda calling care. Oh, because he had to retreat everything off. Scuti needs to get out. Force Commander's going to drop. Of course, there's friendly fire from the Weird Boy. Did he shoot 2 really quick shots then? That's what it looked like. Oh, there's 2 Weird Boys, that's why. They finished the cap, the scouts. Triple for the Space Marines. Wow, Knob Squad on the way for yubel. Dreadnought's going to have its work cut out now. Does have Dark Age of Technology though. Inspiration now increases damage by 24%. Good grief. Does that stack? That's insane. 59 to 177. Double cap for the Space Marines. Tank on the way for Scuti. Force Commander's down, but here comes the Apothecary to get him. Don't think he'll get level 5 off it. More Terminators here for Night Stalker this time. And they've got Assault Cannon as well. This thing can suppress. So if you can get eyes on the Knob Squad early, you can suppress them early, get them to use their Frenzy. What is this? Kommando being all sneaky like, but he gets spotted. And maybe shot to death. I think he's going to be alright. Going through the south are the Orcs. Grenade scares those guys off, but there's a lot more Orcs where those fellas came from. There's the blasters doing their thing. Well tanked though by those tacks with And They Shall Know No Fear. We got a melee Techmarine all of a sudden. Axe with the Mechanicum. He's got Signum though, not Bionics, and he's also got the Refractor Field up. And there's a tank. Vehicles are good against flash gets because those fancy looking blasters are not good against vehicles. They do psychic damage, so they're good against heavy infantry, but not the vehicles up in the north. Mekboy's down again, I guess. Nob's getting dealt with, I think. Are you plasma attacks? You are plasma attacks. Stern Guard trying to cap the wreck point. Devastators are here to mess with the movement of those triple sluggers. And of course the Dreadnoughts waiting to smack them. These guys need to be repairing though. They're not doing... There we go. Now it's getting repaired. 59-157. Panda asking for the caps again. They are doing it. Fast capping tacks are on it. Nob. Commandos have now get the Nob leader. Massive hammer he's got. There's another Predator tank. That hit the stairs. Who do they get suppressed by? Oh, the assault cannon probably. Did they kill the Nob leader? Oh, they did. 59-146. Commando's going to help out the north a bit. Not sure where is Gretchen's. They're in there. They are in there. I imagine they're small targets and are hard to hit with ranged weapons. Apothecary's got his axe now. Goes straight after the Commando who's trying to revive. He got to revive. Commando goes down though. Mekboy teleports out, then runs. Here comes the Orc assault. We do have huge hammers on the Nob squad. Got the Nob leader as well. They found a tank. The tank drove right up to him. But these guys are getting suppressed. And the Dreadnoughts going in, and they are dealing with that big Orc melee mob there. Maybe some stick bombers for yubel. Easy to say now. Oh, there's some from Malos. He's got a Nob squad of his own on the way. These guys just run into trouble though. 59-109. Can the Space Marines hold on? In fact, they are assaulting the enemy VP. Rocks coming in. Can they get any good hits? Some good hits for sure. Tank survives it though. It knocked the Force Commander well off the cap. Terminator's got all split up, but he got the decap there. Double now for the Space Marines. The Emperor shield us, says Night Stalker. Can the Orcs get one last big push in? They do have the Commandos still. They've got soon to be 2 Nobs. They've got 2 Weird Boys. They've got Flash Gits. They of course have the heroes, including a Power Claw Warboss with heavy armor. 1866 hit points on this guy now. That's a big chunk of hit points. Goes after the Terminators there. Wants to tie them up. Doesn't want them firing and getting a whole bunch of inspirations on kill. 59-48. Orcs are running out of time. In the north, there's lots of death. Dreadnought doing a fantastic job. Nob squad wiped. Yubel's down to just sluggers. Rocks is dropped in, but I think that's GG. Yubel's got no units. He chucked them in there for one last run. And the Dreadnought's been amazing. Almost level 4. Just didn't deal with the Dreadnought, I guess. Only had the beamy looters. Maybe should have got tank busters as well. Then with his melee stuff having trouble, the Nob squad maybe wasn't the play in the stick bombers or maybe some flash kits of his own.
Space Marines on the field.
Plasma cannon on the way for Night Stalker. Another tank for Scuti. The tanks have done well as well. Good response to those flash kits. Orcs aren't giving up the north, but I don't think they can do anything about it. Techmarine runs. Dreadnought certainly doesn't. Can get some hits on this Nob squad now. There's the Emperor's Fist. Takes one out. Levels to 4. There we go. 1897 hit points on that fella. Meanwhile, in the south, lots of booms. The Weird Boy does plasma cannon damage, so he can damage vehicles with his basic attack. 59-15. Looks like the Space Marines have it. I think yubel had given up when he lost his army. Maybe the other guys didn't want to retreat. Or concede, rather. But it is done. Even the Mekboy is down, look. Space Marines are going to grab it. A dicey start, is as it often is against Orcs, but they stayed solid, I think, especially when they hit tier 3 strides. Night Stalker dealt with all those sluggers quite well. Panda was solid in the mid, went all melee at the end. Level 7 he got. Thunderhammer did well also. Those tanks were well timed, and the Terminators came in good time, didn't they? Just couldn't quite hit their stride, the Orcs. Yeah, the Knob squads were kind of shut down, weren't they? Warboss only got level 2. Can be hard to level against Space Marines. It's difficult to kill their Marines and stuff. But there you have it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Big thanks to these players for duking it out in a faction war. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see ya next time.